In a previous video, I shared with you 6 basic habits that if you practice every day will help you not only motivate, but inspire your employees to greatness. Now I'd like to share with you what I believe are the attributes that lie within the soul of great leaders. We certainly know all the usual traits of great leaders, such as they need to be smart, great interpersonal skills, exceptional communications, be talented, well-educated, have high energy, or visionary, and the list goes on and on. But I think there's other attributes which leaders possess that inspire people to follow them. I believe there's something within the soul of these great leaders that inspire others. Great leadership isn't only about how much you know, it's also as much about what kind of person you are. And what I'm going to ask you later has nothing to do with what you know, but what kind of person you are. I keep saying people follow those that inspire them to achieve remarkable results. Leadership is a tough job and not many people are very good at it. There's an old saying that goes like this: a leopard doesn't change its spots, and that's true for leaders. If in your personal life you are mean-spirited, self-centered, uncaring, arrogant, and devoid of compassion or passion, you should never try to be a leader of people or possibly anything else. When your leader is not about you anymore, it's about all the people you will lead, whether now or in the future. Everyone else will become the focus of your attention. It'll be about them and not you. I'm going to ask you a few questions I'd like you to reflect on for a minute. And when we're done, I believe you'll understand what I mean by the attributes within the soul of great leaders. Let's start. When was the last time you used the words constructive feedback rather than constructive criticism? No matter what you've heard, criticism is never taken as constructive. People automatically put up their emotional defenses, and what you want to talk about with them is totally lost. Think about using feedback and be respectful to the receiver of your words. Remember, it's never the message, but always the delivery. And once the criticism starts to flow, no one ever hears the words that follow, whether they're supposed to be constructive or not. As leaders, we need to be very aware of the environment surrounding a constructive feedback moment. Those we're talking with will easily feel that they're in trouble, being reprimanded, or failed at something. Teaching, coaching, and mentoring is not intended to be painful. No one wins when it is. Don't forget that you're talking to someone that is someone. You're the leader of your team, and your team is a reflection of you. Make it the absolute best team you can and use those constructive feedback moments to improve performance of the team and everyone on it. Another one. When was the last time you really and truly led from behind? Successful leaders know how to stay in the background and still get things accomplished. They've mastered the art of working through people. They don't always need to be at the front of the pack. They enjoy seeing their team out front, being successful while they lead from behind. Where do you stand? If you lead from behind, words like we, us, and our are used constantly throughout your speaking and conversation. You minimize the use of I, me, mine. Your role is that of teacher, mentor, coach, and being able to inspire others. If you're always the one out front, there's no room for others to give the credit to that they really deserve. When was the last time you hid in plain sight? There are many times that you can learn more about what's going on by just observing people's behavior. They may or may not know you're watching, but you can be quiet long enough, and if you can, to become almost unnoticeable. It's surprising, actually, how much you'll learn. Remember, you don't always need to be saying and doing something, just watching and listening to participants. Many times, I've been surprised by someone that I didn't think knew much about a particular topic, or someone I thought might be timid. By hiding in plain sight, I've found that special diamond in the rough. When you find one, They could just possibly become your future leaders. Enjoy the fun and hide in plain sight today. When was the last time you really listened to someone? Effective listening is a learned skill. Can you not only hear someone but also listen to them? People will know you're not listening to them, as it shows in your actions. An easy way to show someone that you don't respect them is to not listen to them. Can you listen? If not, it's time to learn a new skill. When was the last time you decided not to have the last word? You need to understand that although you are the leader, it doesn't mean you need to always have the last word in any or all conversations. Show some respect and be quiet. Let someone else have the last word. It will also help them with their self-esteem. Remember, hide in plain sight and lead from behind. Another one. When was the last time you made a commitment to stop having a defensive attitude about everything? To be a successful leader, you must know how to build alliances and how to compromise. If you're defensive about everything, people will build walls to protect themselves from your negativity. No one will want to work with you or for you. Can you stop being defensive? Can you make that commitment and stick with it? When was the last time you decided you don't always need to be right? Oh, by the way, you never are always right. Let me repeat this for you. You're not the smartest person in the room. Don't feel you always need to be right. Explain what you'd like done and stop trying to be sure it's right. Just be sure it's understood. When was the last time you worked on your business rather than in your business? Do you spend the bulk of your day solving problems that others should be solving? Are you so focused on the day-to-day crisis that you spend very little time focused on where the business is going? Delegation is a learned skill. Are you always the hero, or do you encourage others to become a hero? Praising others is a huge motivator and is also a learned skill. You certainly know that if you do all the work and make all decisions, no one else in the organization will learn how to handle greater responsibilities. You must focus on the bigger picture of the business and let others take care of the day-to-day details. If you don't focus more on the business rather than in it, someday there might not be a business for anyone to focus on or work in. And this one I really like. When was the last time you raised your voice in anger? Now, if you answered this with anything other than "I can't remember," you should be ashamed of yourself. Don't ever do this in your business, and try never to do it outside of the business. Successful leaders are passionate, I get it. But when things go wrong, and they will and do, these same leaders don't look to place blame, berate people, or dehumanize anyone. Instead, they focus on the process and work on why something went wrong, not who did something wrong. Anger demotivates, and no one feels good in the end. Can you control your anger? If not, it's time to learn something new. You must understand that if you raise your voice in anger, no one will respect you or follow you. I don't need to keep telling you that if no one is following you, you're not a leader. You cannot lead by having people in fear. When you constantly scream at people, they will turn off any passion they've had for the business. They will leave, and your company will fold. No other way to put it. People no longer need to or will work in hostile environments. When's the last time you stopped making a to-do list? Are you a slave to a to-do list? Can you be organized and disciplined without one? Honest, I believe you can. Remember, priority things are usually not important, and important things are usually not a priority. Know how to recognize the difference. And finally, when's the last time you forgave someone? You cannot carry a grudge, and be a successful leader. People are human and will make mistakes, and so will you. You must have the ability to truly forgive someone for a mistake, not just a simple blunder, but a real mistake. Remember, life happens. Well, those are a few questions for you to reflect on. How did you do? Can you be smart, charismatic, full of energy, and have great interpersonal skills and be a great leader? Maybe, but no one still wants to follow you because the missing link is what's in your soul as a leader. What kind of person are you? And how do you treat your employees? Think about it. Thank you.